So, hello everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to the CNCF Harbor Community Meeting. My name is Vadim, and I'm coordinating the meeting today. This is an official meeting. It's recorded and published online. So behave accordingly. Let's get started by looking at our discussion board. And I'm sharing the screen now. Yep. So we have a few topics on the on Harbor. So one of those topics is from Daniel, 2.13 release, and then we have some discussions. Okay, let's get started with the topics on the early delay of Harbor 2.13. So who wants
Yeah, I
to
think
start?
this is added by Daniel, and the feature currently. So we are working on like the audit log, as well as like we want to branch in the distribution repo into Harbor, which is not as progressed well as we expected, and also like. Starting from next week, there will be a whole week holiday, and engineer will take extra days during the Spring Festival. So we are moving the FC date, which is feature complete, from February 14th to March 7th. And so we will do our best to not delay this again. I hope like by March 7th, and we will get every feature done, so that we can, at that time we can decide on a real G date.
So for feature complete means then feature complete is the February the 15th, or is this the shift? So
Shift.
it's rather the shift.
March, yeah, shifted from
yeah. Okay.
February. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good. So we feature complete.
Yeah.
And what does it mean for the release? RC or release? So what does it mean for the
Yeah, usually the RC will happen in 1 or 2 weeks after the FC, and the G will happen another 1 or 2 weeks after RC. So I think we are still looking forward to GA on the early April. Yeah, do you want to add something more regarding this?
April? Okay, I mean, I'm just asking because the KubeCon, right? So we can announce things at the KubeCon. That's why.
So when is the KubeCon date? It's March.
It's beginning of April.
Yeah. So I think at that time, if we cannot reach GA, at least we will have some RC build for our demo. But I think at KubeCon we have a very concrete date for the GA. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good. What else? Any other topics then? Because I have few discussion topics. I mean, just one. Okay, if there is not anything else, I have an interesting topic. We've been looking into that for quite some time, and it's about there's a bug in Harbor that can lead to deadlock in the database, or because of the database that. And I was not sure in the beginning why it happened, and now I traced it down. And the problem is that we have multiple processes deleting tags and artifacts from the table, and because they are different processes, the automatic deadlock detection in Postgres is not effective. And the reason is the bug was always there, and I now understand why the bug is there. So there is some log types. There are some logs of type tuple, and there are some log types of transaction of transaction ID. And so the reason why I think this happens is because when we introduced the artifact type, so like the accessory, the attachment of or linking of artifacts, this will, if you try to delete repositories that has a linkage to other repositories, this will lead to this bug. So if you just have plain vanilla repositories, so for example, if you have a test scenario, right, so you just write images, plain images, then this will not happen. But if you have like multi-architecture builds or attachments to the images, like SBOMs and things like this, you will see this problem here in this bug. I'm not sure where exactly it is, so what it is, but I'm pretty much sure now that this causes the bug, or the problem. And what happens is, we've seen it also a few times in production, is that it just locks up all the database connections. So you run out of connections, and the thing is that we have a small test set, and we have like already like 100 logs, and there is one user of Harbor. And they have like 5,000 connections, right? So they have a big database, and they have 5,000 connections, and they run out of connections there. So it also affects, bigger installations. Yes, like 2,300 active sessions. So it's, and that I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the artifact attachments and multi-architecture. So, and then I think one reason we need to work on is when you delete, we should probably delete in batches and not one by one, and because then there's also
Sorry,
the problem.
let me clarify. So you are seeing a lot of database logs when the Harbor executing tag deletion parallel, right?
Yeah.
So okay, so I will try to this scenario offline, but I don't think that the multiple deletion will kiss the database log. But I will try that offline. But I think that the root cause of this problem is that we have to investigate why you can execute the garbage collection in parallel, right? Because that we have already set the garbage collection as a unique job. You haven't. You
this
should
has
not
nothing to do with the double
execute in
collection.
parallel, right? So I think this is another topic when that we should take effort to do the investigation.
So this is, let me clarify, this is not, this has nothing to do with the garbage collection. So if you go to the UI of Harbor and you select projects and you delete them, this will happen too.
Yeah. I know that. Yeah, I will try to write some script to simulate the multiple deletion for tags, so as well as for artifacts to see if we can see the logs in the database side. And so I'll be back to you.
Yeah, in the garbage collection, this can happen as well, because the garbage collection also deletes things, right? But here it is really, you can replicate this in the UI, right? And I think you need to create multi-architecture builds, and also build images with SBOMs or with kind of linking other artifacts. Then it will happen. Because if you just have simple images, this will not happen. Because there's the thing is that there are tuple logs and there are table logs. So tuple log is just a row log, and the table log is on the whole table, and then there's this confusion, right? So there's this confusion, the let log happening. Yeah, so this is this is one problem, and the other problem that you mentioned.
Sorry for regarding to reproduce this problem, can you have any concrete details, steps for me, so then I can try to reproduce offline? Besides, we try to execute multiple garbage collection jobs. Like you do the push a lot of things and then remove them in parallel or in the Harbor UI or through the Harbor API. So
I can.
So if you can,
write.
you can give me some concrete stuff or details, so then I can easily to reproduce them and then try to investigate the problem.
Okay, yeah, I can do so. And then there's the other bug is the garbage collection. So there is also the problem with the garbage collection is that when you run the garbage collection, or you can run the garbage collection in parallel. And I think this is, I'm not sure where this happened and why this happened, or since when it's there, but we have it since I think version 2.9 or something. It is possible to run the garbage collection in parallel, and this can cause also problems. I think the easiest, or the, let's say this, the least problematic problem there is that it just takes exceptionally longer time to complete. But I think that the other problem is that it can cause data loss. So when we have multiple garbage collection running at the same time.
So can you are you sure that it is the regression problem? Like,
I mean, we have it now since
Mhm.
since 2.9 or something, and I
So since
didn't
2.9,
notice
yeah.
it, and I didn't notice this problem until basically a few weeks ago. And this
Can
is,
you try to reproduce it right now in the demo site?
yeah, you can do this. It's super easy. If you just run it hourly, or yeah, like say custom job. Yeah. So this will execute in parallel. I mean, you can just execute it like this. You see, I'm just executing it a few times, and it's already running 3 times. Okay, it's
Can you
very
switch?
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So can you switch to the job service dashboard? No.
Wait a second. To the job service dashboard. Yeah.
So let's try to see if there are more than one garbage collection is running in the backend. So we can see the job queues or the workers. Yeah.
Yeah. There's. I mean, it run through, right? So it's currently not running because it was already successful, but it's possible to start it and run it multiple times. It's just currently there's nothing to garbage collect anymore because everything is deleted here, right? So there's nothing to delete. But
You can
yeah,
submit. So you are seeing the history, multiple history here, but actually in the backend, garbage collection, the job service will distribute the garbage collection one by one. It's not in parallel. So you are seeing there are 4 running jobs, but actually the 4 running jobs are in one pipeline, in one piping queue. So then the job service will distribute them one by one. It's not in parallel. So that's why I want you to see the job service dashboard. You can see the workers because if you are see there are 2 or more than one workers are running garbage collection in one time. So that's parallel. But if you see there's just only one worker and execute the garbage collection at a time, so that's not in parallel. So,
okay. Let me just quickly delete a few images from the demo environment. And then we can start again. Okay, I understand now the reason here, but let me just quickly run this. Okay, see now, JavaScript. Yeah, there's one worker running, right? Currently, there is one worker running, and there is a one pending count is 1. Okay, so there's 1 pending. So this one is waiting, right? So there's currently 1 waiting.
yes, you are able to submit multiple times of garbage collection, but there's only one is running in the backend.
Okay, interesting. Okay, Okay, I'm not already done. Okay. Okay, I'll investigate it further, but thank you for this for the perspective on that one. I'll look into that bit more detail with a bigger data set, so then we can see what happens here. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
and I'll get back to you. Okay. Okay. What else do we have? We have another topic on the regarding the pull command from I think from Prasant.
Yeah.
You wanna?
Yeah. Can I share my screen now?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. 1 sec. Let me get this. And yeah. Okay. Okay. You should. I think you should stop sharing. The
Okay. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
okay. Yeah. Much better. So the let me show you the demo real quick, so we can just start with that. So yeah. I think we can all see that.
Yep.
So so the copy pull command is currently updated to like a lot of changes have been come through. So one of the major changes is um, adding the preferences columns, and we know this. We have added the pull command prefix, and we have added different container runtimes as a pull command prefix, so we can use. And also we can add a custom runtime. So it might be some people like you can use GCR or any kind of a custom runtime. So you can set it and it will be custom. So then you will have this custom command. And I also made this tab big to have like multiple running things, so you can clearly see what is the repo and where is the object located. And also the copy thing is much better now. And the other thing is I have changed the alignment of like aligning to the tags. It was previously that, and it was now changed to like the good parallel, like align to the table instead of aligning to the text. So this is good or nice. And other things, yeah, that's pretty much it. So it has better feedbacks, better things. It's mostly on the UI side. It is a good thing, and also allows user to have multiple different custom pull commands. Yeah.
And this is only on the front end, right? So this is completely.
Yeah, it's completely on the front end, no backend involved. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Thank you for the
So-
update. This looks nice.
Yeah, this looks
Yeah.
great. Thank
Yeah. Okay.
So what do you guys think regarding merging this into 13? Would it be something to get into to 13 or?
So the code is ready from March.
Yeah, it's ready. It's ready. Yeah.
Yeah, we've
Okay,
been
cool.
we tested it internally already, and from my perspective, also the code wise, the changes are clean. I mean, there are quite a few changes, right? But it's mostly clean changes. So yeah.
Yeah, I think let's get this into the.
Yeah,
Go
but
ahead.
we can. I think we can go ahead to review the code change, and then so can you record a short demo and then put the demo into that the PR, so then we can let other maintainers that who is not today to see the features, so that them decide to whether we can accept it in the 2000. Yeah,
So you mean the recording?
Yeah, I mean record a
recording.
short demo to the
Yeah.
UI change. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, in the sense of code or like in the sense of how it looks? Should
Video.
I? Yeah, but in the sense of like me explaining what I changed in code, or me explaining like what is changed from before and after the looks, the UI. Are you asking from the code perspective or from the user perspective? So that's the thing I'm asking. Yeah.
I think it was to you, Stephen Jan. Question was more to
I'm
me.
sorry. I
This
think
question.
we should have a short demo from the user perspective. I mean, how
Okay.
does user can use this feature? Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
thank you.
We'll
Thank you.
add it. Yeah, we'll add it then. Good.
Okay.
And by the way, we should consider to support the other language like I mean Chinese or Korean. Yeah, because that we do have support a lot of language right in the harbor side. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Then there is. I think I have another one, but I'm not sure if we have if there is some time. I don't want to take all your time. So there is one thing, it's the single active replication feature, maybe that we can take a look. We've been working on that. Single active replication. No, it's a pull request. It's also from Prasant. Maybe you can share this quickly. Yeah, it's all called overlapping artifacts. Oh, sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. Share. Okay. Yes, this is like the option to have only one active replication going on, so that you can, when you create a new replication rule, then it will create it will make sure that you never have overlapping execution. And we made some tests now over the last week, basically performance tests, just to see how much difference it makes. And so we have one simple image setup, which is like one image replicating 1 GB image over, yeah, sorry, one image 512 megabyte, and then 3 images approximately 1.5 GB, and then replicating it from one registry to another registry. And we're assuming, what is the bandwidth limitation that we have? Yeah, like 10 megabit. So if we have a rather slow connection, it takes 22 minutes with a single active replication. And if we add, parallel executions, it takes more than 4 hours and then fails actually. And then it also transmits much more data, because data is really copied and copied and copied over. So every replication starts a copy process. So especially if you're running Harbor behind a firewall and you want to synchronize in a kind of a firewalled environment, you want to synchronize images from outside into your environment, you basically do more harm than not if you're not activating single active replication. And this is basically also the reason why we're implementing this feature, because this is like the one of the main use cases for Harbor application, right? And this, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so this is some insights on the data that transferred, and then we also refactored the code a bit, so it's more encapsulated again. So there's all, like, the majority of the logic is now inside the observation job monitor observation package. So the whole code is now here, and the other points are just connectivity points, and then the VUI. Yeah. So the majority is now here. Yeah, and I think we could also use this capability, the job service, the job monitor observation. We might also use it for the garbage collection as well, right? So that it's kind of obvious in the UI that only one job is actually running. But yeah, that's something else. Okay, I mean, from my side, that's also it. And this feature is, I think, also really complete. So we can also, it's ready to merge. From my side, I don't have any other topics. Maybe someone else from the community has some questions and topics to discuss.
Hello.
So if you
I
have,
added one link
yeah,
for that I opened an issue this week.
oh yeah, this one, yeah,
Yeah, that one.
yeah.
So I'm Spiros from CERN. So the issue that we are facing is that we are using extensively proxy casting for Docker.io and other registries, but Docker.io is the main use case. And we have many collaborations with institutes around the world that would like to leverage the cache. But just having the proxy cache open on the internet, I don't think it's the best practice because it goes against, it bypasses the rate limiting that Docker.io exposes. So if the link is leaked somewhere on the internet, everyone in the world can start pulling from Docker.io an image until our quota is exceeded in storage. So we would like to introduce authentication for like internal repos, but internal to the organization, not behind the firewall. Our immediate action for this to address that is to put some rules in the ingress. So we closed it inside the campus of the organization, but for the collaborating institutes that are in other countries or continents, we cannot track easily all the ranges, and still it will be very limiting. If a collaborator with a valid account works from their home in whatever country in the world, they should be able to leverage these proxy caches, but we cannot track home IPs at home or VPN. This is the issue that we opened. One workaround is to have it open on the internet, and we can find a group in our Active Directory that we use with Keycloak to catch all the users, and we can allow like 60,000 users to be authenticated via OpenID Connect. But this has an issue that CI/CD cannot work because the OpenID token expires frequently, as it should. This we should not change. But we cannot make use of authentication in systems that do data analysis that run 24/7 or CI/CD jobs in GitLab deployments or even GitHub. So that's the problem. I'm not sure what is the clear proposal for the fix. I think the linked proposal about having visibility levels similar to GitLab is a very good one, and that it will help a lot. This part we can work around for now, at least in our organization, but it's still a valid feature in our opinion. But what is more challenging for us now is the long lead tokens for pools, not from humans mainly, because we can make a human re-authenticate as many times as we want, but for automation, it's hard.
Regarding robot accounts, so why is it not possible to hand out robot accounts?
Because if we have to hand out thousands of robot accounts, it will be a manual task for our team.
Okay.
It doesn't scale. That's the issue. And even if we have to rotate them, it's not self-service. While standard robots account for project, users create a project and they create themselves a robot account. They take the credentials, etc. In this case, the administrators of the hardware deployment will create the proxy cache repo, or any repo, doesn't have to be a proxy cache, that has public visibility, but we accept only authenticated, no, it's private, but we accept only authenticated users in this massive group. But this massive group, we cannot make them admins in a project because only admins can create robot accounts for a project. That is the problem, I would say.
Okay, to understand, so it would solve the problem if, let's say, every user could create robot accounts.
Yes, and manage only their own robot accounts, because
yeah, of course, yeah, we wouldn't want to delete others.
You can go and delete other people's
yeah
accounts.
Okay, so this could be then one solution to that problem, so that you can create robot accounts, and these robot accounts will just not just be for you then, right? And it will have the same, say, the same permission as the user probably.
Yeah, that would be a solution. Docker Hub has this. You can create, at least with the free tier, 4 personal tokens that basically have the same powers as yourself, as the human. The other option would be, I think it's more complicated, to have scoped robot accounts for the limited guests in the project. I'm not sure how easy it is to implement. So when you, as a user, are limited guest, you can go in a project, create a robot account for that project, but you can see only your own robot account, and all users can create their own robot account. I'm not sure if this is the right approach.
Mm.
I'm not
Mm.
saying it's not, but I cannot. It's an idea. Maybe it is. Maybe it could be done. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this proposal with multiple visibility levels has the dimension that it has a kind of a private, public, and internal perspective on projects, right? So the internal is like implicit, automatically every user has access to it. But what this
Yeah.
proposal does not cover is the issuing of robot accounts, right? So
Yeah,
then
or
in
long-lived
this,
tokens,
or
whatever
long-lived
you call it.
tokens, yeah, but we don't have long-lived tokens. We have only robot accounts in Hub, right?
Yeah.
So that's the same thing. Okay. I mean, it's an interesting topic, and I think it's in my perspective that especially with the Docker Hub restrictions that we have nowadays, we will have more and more such requests from the community, because people are using Harbor exactly for that, proxying from Docker.
Mhm.
And I think it also applies to organizations that are not so big, right? I think that the same problem applies also to organizations that are not so big and are having the option for a user to create robot accounts based on only his own robot accounts. I think this would, in my opinion, would go along nicely with this proposal, and also extend this proposal. Yeah. Okay.
So I would like to. The reason I came to the meeting is if we want to include this in this proposal, and we can close the other issue, and we can follow this as part of this
Yeah,
proposal.
I think it would make sense to extend the proposal.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
I
let's
guess
let's
since
collaborate on that.
since it's yourself that you proposed it, you can update it, and we can leave relevant comments to
Exactly. Yeah.
for the
I'm
team.
happy to update that for
I
extend
think
this
you can.
proposal.
Yeah. Thank you for your feature request. I think you can add your comments as a user case to support this proposal, right?
Mhm.
So this is a real user case for this proposal.
You
Yeah.
want to include it in the text of the proposal, or as a comment?
Yeah, I think, Vadim, maybe we can organize the comments into a real user case to support this proposal, right? We can add one more section
Okay.
in your
Yeah.
proposal. I think.
I have
Yeah.
enough information. I think in the issue I opened, you can copy text or get inspiration from better, or I can give you more input if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we have now the recording of you explaining it, so this should also help.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Yeah.
Thank
I'll
you.
update the proposal then, so that we have another use case there.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Then any other topics? Or discussions from the community? Okay. Maybe Sergio, that you're working on the community infrastructure, the
My part, well, I was like working on a whole script to update the AWS infrastructure. But right now it's not in a repo, it's in my local machine. But I am working on several kind of scripts to automatically deploy the harbor or update the harbor and the core components for the cluster and several things. So it's still in progress, but yeah, is that repo? True. So still testing that part. My idea is that for example, you can execute the or the people in charge execute the workflow, and somebody can approve the workflow as a PR. So that's the idea on how to automate the updates for the infrastructure and the harbor demo and the Go Harbor and everything.
Yeah. So as a background, we are currently operating the demo environment Go Harbor, right? And also the registry environment of Go Harbor. And we deployed it in the past with our internal workflows and infrastructure as code. And now what Sergio is working on is he's basically extracting what we have internally and extracting it as components in its own project. This will then be, currently it's private, but it will get a move into Harbor once it's ready. And it will contain the infrastructure for setting up EKS clusters, setting up the core apps like the ingress controller, cert manager, and things like this. And then it will then be part of the workflow where it's possible to update the demo environment and the demo environment and the registry, right? And also the infrastructure, the EKS clusters and things like this, right? So this is what he's currently working on.
Yeah, I also have another thing, the Spanish translation. I think that I am going to get involved with another guy that I know. So in order to close that translation, so yeah, I have pending that part too.
Yeah, I'll take another look and approve.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I mean, if there is anything from your side, go ahead. If not, then I say we can close the meeting for today. All right, thank you everyone for your time, and have a nice day, evening, or afternoon. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.